All right, welcome back from that interview on sickle cell prevalence in Uganda. I hope it has emboldened your understanding of the spectre of the disease and how best it can be alleviated and controlled. Let's now transition into a business update, exploring tourism and entertainment synergies ahead of one of the most anticipated events this year, a conference that will be bringing together entrepreneurs and investment experts from South Africa and Uganda. Before I introduce my guest, just a preamble to that, the CEO, who is of course here with us, of Multichoice, will be discussing the role of tourism and entertainment in strengthening trade ties between Uganda and South Africa ahead of the upcoming South Africa-Uganda Trade and Investment Summit at the Speke Commonwealth Resort in Munyonyo. You can also call it the Uganda-South Africa Trade Summit. Anything goes. All right, since Uganda will be hosting, we shall put Uganda first. So it is Uganda-South Africa.
Uganda-South Africa.
Trade and Investment Summit. Welcome to the program, Hassan Saleh.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me. Morning. Doing well.
Great.
How are you doing?
Multichoice is an established brand, a South African brand that has made headway in entertainment across the African continent, Uganda in particular. Ahead of the conference, what is its impetus in this?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you for hosting me today.
You're welcome.
This morning. Multichoice, as one of the South African businesses doing, doing business in Uganda, one of the South African companies, or let me say South African-rooted Pan-African companies, as you said rightly, doing business in Uganda, has come together with several other organizations, similar South African organizations doing business in Uganda, together with South African Embassy, together with Uganda Embassy, to host this Uganda-South Africa Trade Summit.
That's right.
And I just also want to reiterate that it's the second.
The second.
We had a first in February this year down in South Africa.
Down in South Africa,
So President Cyril Ramaphosa was hosting, President Museveni, and as you rightly said, Uganda is hosting. How does Multichoice come in? So Multichoice, as a Pan-African pay TV, being in the entertainment industry, we've come to play our part in amplifying the value that we could get out of this trade summit, the first and the second, as well as what we can foster between South Africa and Uganda beyond the trade summit. So that's how we come in. And we want to leverage our platforms to be able to do that. Multichoice, with the DSTV and GoTV brands, has powerful media platforms. In Uganda alone, we have 4 great channels in Palmagic, Palmagic Prime, Palmagic Local, Maisha Magic, that we will use to be able to foster that, to champion and amplify that.
That's an impressive footprint, no doubt, one that resonates with your Pan-African agenda. But let me ask the question, when it comes to programming and the design of some of these entertainment packages with regard to Uganda. Uganda is well known for its tourism footprint. It has one of the most unique and rare species of animals and birds. One would say there must be a more targeted approach in ensuring that Uganda's tourism products are showcased on the various channels that Multichoice has. Just like you see the iconic display of the Serengeti, the Akavango, and so many of these tourism attractions in the lower part of the African continent. Should we expect a concrete package coming out of this conference from Multichoice?
Okay. Chris, you hit the nail on the head. There are various ways that amplification of tourism can be done. And we can have that direct, where we have packages. You will see that today we have various travel channels, we have various lifestyle channels, where we partner with content providers to amplify and tell the Ugandan story. Direct tourism. So that will come. But what's also bigger, and we tend to underestimate, is amplifying tourism through telling our story.
Okay.
And what we're doing as Multichoice is we're partnering with great Ugandan skill sets in script writing, production, direction of local content, telling the Uganda story.
That's right.
So you observe that programming that is coming out of Uganda today, and great stories like Sanyo, Damali, JDC, all have an underlying theme showcasing Uganda.
Showcasing Uganda.
Right? And I think that is bigger because it touches, it's direct, it's telling the Ugandan story, we resonate with it, but also we're able to share beyond just geographical features of Uganda. We tell the culture, we tell our stories, we tell our heritage, our history, to mention but a few. Yeah.
Okay, this is more the onboarding of the various capacities, both in terms of financial, technological resources to help amplify these stories. It's no doubt very commendable, but the challenges do continue to show up.
Absolutely.
And many times when challenges show up, talent is often stifled. And there are people who lose the inspiration pretty much easily. I've heard of competitions where Ugandan boys and girls have been able to showcase their ability to do production works and stuff like that. Will they be showcasing this at the conference as part of the entertainment and the production package?
Okay, so you will not be seeing this exactly at the conference because the conference is themed.
It's themed, yeah?
And the conference is themed under what I call trade enhancement buckets.
Trade enhancement
so we have agriculture, we have oil and industry, we have tourism, we have oil and gas. What we do in Multichoice is not to showcase at the summit, but behind the scenes. Multichoice has what we call the Multichoice Talent Academy. The Multichoice.
I think that's it. It had escaped me specifically.
MTF. And under MTF, every year, we take on plus or minus 20 to 30 young African talent. They go through rigorous recruitment and they go through a full year academy in the field of content creation. So we train script writers, directors, producers, camera crew, to name but a few. And their programs are held either in Nairobi, South Africa, Nigeria. We call in the greatest of the greats across the continent. And we even take them to New York Film Academy, to get an experience of international schooling. And once they come out, they are immersed into the continued telling of the African story. And I think for us, that's powerful. That's powerful contribution.
And very commendable indeed. Now we have to enter the final bend of this discussion. I'm afraid it's been a little bit very pinpoint.
Absolutely.
With regard to trade volumes between South Africa and Uganda, there's a lot that is still remains to be tapped into. Like you said, the various areas that have that make the theme of this particular conference. But when you look at the business landscape in Uganda and the opportunities in South Africa, you would directly advise some of the entrepreneurs to go for specific fields where the opportunities are readily available, especially in regards to aspects like capacity and resource packages that Ugandans can or have access to. What would be that kind of advice or message that you have for a Ugandan entrepreneur who is seeking to make inroads in South Africa?
Into South Africa. But first and foremost, register for the summit. Come and attend the summit.
No doubt.
Because I think that's primary.
That's primary, yeah.
In the summit that we had in February, we had a couple of normal Ugandan businessmen, strong in the agriculture sector, that got their first export licenses to start exporting in South Africa. We've got a story, right? And
very powerful.
it's a testimony that even the Ugandan says, I did not believe that this would happen. So attend the summit. There will be a lot of collaboration, networking, and from there we see you know, relationship being built. Agriculture is big, oil and gas is big, ICT
is big.
Is big, and of course tourism. Yeah.
All right, Hassan Saleh, CEO at Multichoice, many thanks for the perspective and sharing your insight on the upcoming Uganda-South Africa Trade and Investment Summit that will be held at the Speke Resort Munyonyo. That is in September. That will do it for this discussion, but do stay with us. Like I said earlier, we shall be looking at 50 years of hip-hop, celebrating 20 years of Navio. Do stay with us.